I was told to report to Bonzo Madrid, and this is the science fiction rating system.
Good
That's his name, Bonzo Madrid.
Fucking Bonzo. Oh, that little bastard. Oh.
This is the Science Fiction Rating System, the podcast that aims to rate every science fiction film from 1 to infinity. My name is Sam Draper, and I am joined, as ever, by Chris Redding.
Hello, second names.
Yeah, oh yeah. We're official now, like we're more professional. How you doing, Chris?
Yeah, that legitimises the whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does. And Alex Humphrey.
Hello.
How is everybody?
Got a good a science beer this time. Not science fiction,
What is
but
it?
science. It's Atom Brewery.
Okay.
Yeah, Bunsen Brown Ale. And they're a science-focused brewery from Hull. They believe through combining passions for science and love of making beer, they can create beers we love to brew and enjoy time and again. So, yeah. Scientific beer.
Is it?
Right up my street.
It's nice. They do a weird, oh god, it's like I think it's Darjeeling tea one, or some weird tea one that's actually very nice.
Wow.
But this brown ale is very nice. 5%, Atom Brewery. Check them out. Good one. Please sponsor us.
I'm drinking a Jester Imperial Mild by Torside Brewing.
Ooh.
It's an 11% Imperial Mild. Part of their Monsters series. You get monsters in science fiction, don't you?
Yeah, it's tenuous.
So yeah, Torside, you can get in touch as well, because I bloody love their beer. So, Chris, are you drinking anything of note?
Yeah, I'm drinking San Miguel by the Carlsberg Consortium.
Probably more likely to sponsor us as well.
Brewed in Northampton.
Yeah, definitely.
Caught that big brewery money.
Bottled in Northampton. I don't think that's the same thing. Oh, brewed and bottled in EU. It's bottled in the EU, guys.
We shouldn't be drinking anyway, because it was teen week, and teens don't drink, don't do drugs, kids. Stay in school, because school's the best. We watched 3 teen sci-fi films.
Young adult, I would say, is the correct modern term, yeah.
So, as we were watching these films, it occurred to me that these weren't around when we were kids, were they? Like, the idea of a teen film. Like, you had kids' films, didn't you? But, like, then when you were sort of a teenager, you just watched, like, Terminator and Robocop and stuff, didn't you? You didn't watch things specifically for teenagers, did you?
There was a couple of films where there were the protagonists were teens.
Yeah.
Name one.
Like that Iron Eagle one. And
Weird Eagle. Science.
Yeah, Weird
Science. They're teenagers.
Yeah.
Bill and Ted.
Bill and Ted.
That's, I suppose.
They're older, but they're playing teens. I mean, you know.
Yeah.
The difference is then that they are, like, actually good films.
Yes.
Whereas everything I've seen so far related to this subgenre isn't very good. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. So our 3 films were Ender's Game, The Hunger Games, and Divergent. We're going to start with a showstopper, maybe. The Hunger Games, probably the biggest of all these teen sci-fi films. If you don't count the Twilight, because that's horror, isn't it, really? Is it horror? Yeah. What is that? Romance?
Yes, yeah, horror, teen horror, not sci-fi. Angst, yeah.
So, if I remember correctly from last week, Alex, you've seen this before?
I've seen all of the Hunger Games films.
And Chris, this is your first time?
Hunger Games, yeah, I've never seen any of them. No.
So, Chris, hot take, what did you think?
I liked the world. I like the story. I like the decadence of the the world that they live.
The capital,
it's a bit,
Pan Am.
It's a bit unbelievable. Like how these factions are.
Well, What that they kind of let the totalitarian rule over them like that.
Yeah, it just doesn't make any sense, really. I think with all of these three films, you have to accept that they always refer to a past war, which has kind of cleared the slate, and then you have to accept this new political system which they've set up, and
they're all very conveniently vague wars, aren't they? Where if you stop and think about them, they don't really.
No,
you can't work out how they got to the state they're at, really.
So if that town just digs coal, but they're actually quite advanced as a. Yeah, I was wondering because there's a high speed train that goes between the villagey people and the city. Why is that? Why has that even been built? But it's to get the coal back as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's quite cool. I mean, I can kind of imagine how things would develop. I kind of thought it took an hour before they even got into the games area.
Yeah, it is. It is about an hour and 10. I wrote it down.
I was like, ugh.
Again, that's a common problem across all three of these films as well, isn't it? That most of all of these films are just a lot of training.
They're long. They're all long.
Yeah. I thought Hunger Games was awful. I found it really boring. I thought there's a really strange sort of unfinished feel to it for me. There were a lot of scenes that weren't scored at all. A lot of the film wasn't scored, and it made sense a bit in when she gets into the forest and starts doing the actual games. But a lot of the earlier stuff as well, there was no score, and it just felt very. Obviously, that's fine in some films. This just felt hollow and kind of like it.
TV,
wasn't actually finished. Or TV, yeah, it felt quite cheap. And I don't know, I just was really, really boring. I was so bored. I didn't like any of the characters. I didn't really think the story was much cup. I didn't really get this, the idea of the Hunger Games. And I just wanted to watch Battle Royale, really. That was sort of my takeaway from it.
To watch Running Man.
Oh, The Running Man, yeah, another great film, yeah.
That's the one.
But oh well. So Alex, you're more of a fan as you watch all of them, I
guess. Yeah. I think it.
Defend it.
Yeah, the influences of this film are very obvious. Running Man, Battle Royale. There's this really good short story called The Lottery by Shirley Jackson, which everyone should read because it's fucking amazing. But the influences are very obvious, and I can see why it winds people up. That it seems so derivative. It's so. What he's saying has kind of been said before. I get that.
Yeah.
But I do think there's more to it. And I mean, I guess because I've seen all of them, I know where the plot goes. But I think what it does well is this the comment on mass media and kind of celebrity and, the kind of reality TV stuff.
Cool.
I like all that. And I think it's really clever how you almost, during the games, you forget that they're constantly being watched and they'll just cut away to the games makers and stuff. And it kind of jars you. And, I hate fucking Peter Millar. I fucking hate him. I think he's such an awful character. And watching it this time, the blonde...
Oh, the boy. Yes, yeah.
Yeah. I hate that character. And watching it this time, I really couldn't tell whether he's completely manipulating the whole situation and just playing everyone... to get the fans to kind of win it through the romance, or if he just is, I don't know, just really weak, or I don't know. But I like it. I think it's got good stuff to say, if it is a bit derivative in, how it says it, I guess. You're not buying that.
Kind of basic. Well, there's no, other than the commentary on, commercial... TV and reality TV, I mean, but that's been done millions of times. So.
It's well-trodden ground. I think. I'll say in its defence, it's the best of these three films for me. I think. But that's not saying much because it wasn't as Divergent. When we get to that, that felt very much not for me. That was clearly a teen film. Ender's Game. Odd, and we'll get to that, just odd in a lot of weird ways, but this at least felt like a more inclusive, a blockbuster that's for everyone in a way, not so much an obviously teen film.
Yeah,
which is a good thing, I suppose.
There's adult characters in there that you can kind of like Woody Harrelson I think he's really good. I think Elizabeth Banks is really good as the kind of weird presenter woman.
Yeah. To be fair, I think all the adult cast are good, and like the main Jennifer Lawrence is all right, isn't she? I think the acting's not bad. They play it well. It just had this real sort of like you're watching it before they'd like cut it properly. Don't know if you get that. Like
the
they sort of feel
were
that
very strange. The editing was very
and paced
strange.
Very strangely.
Yeah. It got really knocked for all the jerky camera work. That's what mainly people hated about it.
Right. Okay.
But I read Gary Ross defended it because he wanted it to be like real and kind of visceral and just feel like you're kind of in it. But it got really slagged for that. Yeah,
but that's the same. That's like the Christopher Nolan films, the Batman films, isn't it? The same thing of like, just shake a camera around, and then there's that famous scene in Dark Knight Rises. You can see them all just missing the punches, can't you? Because they stop shaking the camera long enough.
Yeah,
it's just an excuse for not choreographing a fight properly, is it?
Like it's just an era of filmmaking. Yeah. That's what it is.
Yeah, it's poor. I don't know. It looked as I say, just
to make there's no.
Really cheap.
I don't think the stakes were because if they were all going to kill each other, I just don't think it was really sold. Like the characters weren't there to do that. I mean, it's in the training. I don't know about you, but I'd be taking people out in the training.
But when it does start off, there is that scene where they're like that sort of like gangs in New York for kids bit, isn't there? Where there's a bit of like slicing up, which obviously is not that gory because it is for kids, but at least they do have some deaths.
But no, I agree with you, Chris. They kind of shorthand. They're just like, oh look, Districts 1 and 2, they're trained killers, they're evil. Oh look, there's that like tiny little black girl. Well, she's obviously a goodie because she's so small. It's that if they developed the characters, you may have felt more threat as to like, oh, she's going to be
and like they even when they all gang together and have like little alliances.
Yeah,
they're all like. There's none of them like are sleeping with one eye open or not sleeping, or that's very strange.
Yeah. You'd think they would be able to get her out of that tree.
Yeah, that was weird. And again, like that felt like again to come back to a very TV movie, and like the scale wasn't right, and it was all a bit sort of they're running around a park, with a couple of handheld cameras. It all felt a bit small in that sense of, like it's meant to be a huge big donor running around, and I don't know, they find her really quickly, and she's just up one tree, and it was always a bit samey, and I don't know. I find it hard to like get too angry about it because it was just nothing really. Like it's like not.
It seems like that they already knew they were going to make more films, and it's kind of like you're only been given an episode, but it's not been made. As
I think that is an issue with it. I do think that's an issue with it, and I think that's why I probably like it more watching it again because I knew where it's going. There's loads of kind of references in that kind of things reference as they go on.
They pay off later on.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
Are the later films better? Would you say?
It's just there's a bigger plot to it. More like it develops into, what you're saying, taking down the establishment. It develops into rebellion from that like small seed. So you get more kind of development, and I think the second film deals with them as the kind of victors and this kind of like this life of a celebrity, and it's really hollow, and they're kind of like they just literally they're rich and it's all great, and they're just really unhappy, and I found that quite interesting. And then it kind of goes into this kind of rebellion plot line.
I suppose like that is the benefit of like a post Harry Potter book adaptation world where because you've got a built-in audience you can afford to take your time, can't you, and do that. And I suppose if you've read the books that is quite rewarding to have that play out properly like that. I did read quite a funny thing that one of the tie-ins for this film was a CoverGirl makeup range based on the makeup of the Capitol. So you can look like those psychopathic fucking rich wankers, like totally missing the point of why, like, of who they were. Oh yeah, you can look just like those crazy rich old wankers. That was a good look there. As I think Chris said, he said it was a good look to it. That kind of it was an interesting take, wasn't it, on sort of decadence and that kind of like very kind of French Revolution sort of look.
Yeah. But again, kind of unbelievable in the economics of it all.
You wouldn't have a beard like that.
Just the economics of the place, I just don't really believe. It's just
yeah.
You wanted to see some. Well, you wanted to see some tax returns or some financial statements on how they were supporting that facial hair.
That's the third film, that is.
Yeah. I want some trade disputes like in
the Hunger Games, Phantom Menace. Yeah,
that's where I'm happy.
Okay, so I've got nothing more to say. Have you got anything more to say? I've got more than the other two. So
okay. No, my only other interesting fact was that the the bit with the riot after Rue dies. In the riot in the district where it's predominant. Yeah. District 11, that was filmed by the second unit director, who was in fact Steven Soderbergh, for some reason.
Oh my god, that's a bit weird. Why is he doing that?
Yeah. I don't know what he was doing working on that, but obviously had some spare time.
Because he would have been a bigger director before Hunger Games, wouldn't he, than to do second unit
We've done
work.
all the ocean films, surely, by that point, and Traffic,
really
won a fucking Oscar. What's he doing arsing around on
Maybe he was
Hunger
intrigued
Games?
about the team format.
Maybe. Bit odd, though.
I like these stormtrooper type characters. They're quite cool.
Oh, yeah.
I don't remember them. Who are they?
They're like
Costume
the
design.
security. They're cool.
I don't remember.
Cool. They're like a THX type security. Right. Yeah.
Good. Well, let's rate it. I'll go first for a change. I'm going to say... this is tough. I'm going to say 25, above Spaceballs, below Flash Gordon.
Oh.
Alex?
I would say 22, below Surrogates.
Above Edge of Tomorrow. And Chris?
I'd say 23, below Edge of Tomorrow. I just thought Edge of Tomorrow had more going on, obviously. Did.
I'll take that.
So
yeah, I'll take that.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. We're in that same thing. We always end up in this little trough, don't we?
Yeah.
This trough of mediocrity. Yeah, totally. Look at the shrug of the shoulders, that is, isn't it? The shrug list. We need something like truly bad or truly good to sort of break out of that. But I think we've probably got one of those coming up, I hope, anyway. Let's have a look. So what year was that? 2012, was it? Who knows?
I feel like I need a shot of adrenaline or something after watching
2012.
That was the same, yeah. It was so boring, wasn't it? I think that one and Safety Not Guaranteed, those are two films I find the hardest to get through, to be honest.
Oh.
In the sense of like...
That's interesting.
This
was on the same boredom level as Scanner
Safety Not Guaranteed.
For me.
No, see, Scanner Darkly was bad, but I wanted to watch it at the end because it was so weirdly bad. Whereas this and Safety Not Guaranteed, I was just so... It's so obvious what's going to happen, isn't it? You can see the plot. And I was just sort of like... I could... There's so much more I could be doing with the next 2 hours rather than watching the rest of this stupid film.
We should have done Starship Troopers as a teen movie. That would have... You know what I mean? We should have done that in with the...
Well, it's funny to compare these films, well, maybe the next one, to these two Starship Troopers, because it does, shows you how brilliant that is.
Yeah, oh yeah. But again, that's not a teen movie, is it?
No.
It's got teens in it, but it's not a teen movie. It's
not like these are.
I don't know. I think the next one is very similar to Starship Troopers in many ways.
No, but not in the sense that... No, but not in the way it comes from a teen book. Starship Troopers came from a proper book. And it's... these ones are all like not a hard 18 rating. They're all very soft on the violence, and they're all.
But the themes are similar.
Oh, there's definitely an overriding theme there. Yeah. Anyway, let's get on to it. So let's have a quick break, and we'll get to this next film, Ender's Game. We're back, part 2, and we're trying to get more energy going because that was a real sort of slow start to the show. But, all the best narratives have a slow start, build up to a crescendo, don't they? So let's get real. Let's have a fight.
Probably lost all our listeners now anyway, so it doesn't matter.
No, they fell asleep.
So
now we're going to wake them up.
Watching young adult films.
Maybe when you put this together, just put a little disclaimer right at the beginning. Just say the first one, energy was down. Don't turn off. Keep on. Keep with it.
Well, no, energy's coming back up now because I think we've got a disagreement in the room now because we're going to deal with Ender's Game from the novel by Orson Scott Card, directed and written by Gavin Hood, I believe. Yep. So, Alex, you can start this time.
Well, I saw this at the cinema.
You had, hadn't you?
Yeah, I saw this at the cinema, and I liked it. I thought it was good. I thought it was just well done.
Why did you see it at the cinema?
Why? I just fancied it. Weird.
Very
question.
Strange.
Why is it not going to the cinema?
Yeah, I just fancied it. It was what was on.
To go to the cinema to go and see.
Sorry.
Anyway, carry on.
Anyway, I saw it at the cinema, liked it. And then watching it again, I really liked it again. My problem with it is the ending. I don't like the ending. I think it has this... I think the ending, as in the reveal that the battle is real and that he's murdered an entire, population of... Yeah, well, they know they're spoilers. Oh, no. He's killed everyone. That is brilliant. I think that is amazing. And then I didn't like the kind of tagged on, but there's this queen is alive, and now I've got to go off and repopulate that. I would rather it had ended with him realising he's killed all those people and going mental, and maybe it just ending there.
He should have shot himself in the face. That's been a good one, isn't it?
Yeah. I think I really like.
He commits suicide.
Yeah, I would have liked that. That would have been a good ending for me. I like all the psychological stuff. I like all the kind of like the military stuff. I like the kind of this idea of how you make a messiah, how you make a hero, how you make a leader. Being crafted all the way to this point where he's gonna win this war. I find that really interesting. And maybe I just need to read the book. Maybe the book would be better because I haven't. But yeah, I think it's a really good film.
Okay. Chris, what do you think of it? Had you seen it before?
Yeah, I'd seen it before. Yeah, it's good. I like it. It's it's not the best of this style of film, but but it had a bit of Harrison Ford in it before he came back in Star Wars. Oh yeah, I like all the strategy stuff and all the video game stuff. That's all very cool. Again, the training stuff, I get very tired of that quite quickly. You didn't
like all the 0G shooting shit.
Competitive stuff with the kids. I'm just like, I don't care who wins out of these kids.
The way they keep going back to her and over again.
Yeah.
Like that room's not that cool to show it about 12 times. That is anti-gravity room.
They paid a lot for it, probably.
Yeah.
They're damn well going to use it. Yeah, I like the ending. Thought it was good. Yep.
Right.
Yeah, I thought I was up there. I liked it. The space battle stuff was quite good. It wasn't. There was no sassy talk. That's the thing.
You hate the sass talk.
You know what? With these teen movies, even though they're all teens, there's no sass talk like there is in an adult Michael Bay film or in a Marvel film. That's weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
There's a bit in Divergent, but no, I agree. That is a good thing about, especially Ender's Game. There isn't that level of you're right, sass.
Well, the best sass talk is when he says about the dragon team, and Harrison Ford's like, "Yeah, we just had the uniforms."
Oh, yeah, that's a good line. That's the best line in the film, that one.
Yeah. See, maybe you only develop a smart mouth in America after you've started drinking at 21.
Yeah,
maybe.
Perhaps.
On the positives, I can agree. I think the effects were good. I like the look of it. The fights, the little bits of space combat you see. Lovely look. As I mentioned before, I read like half the book years ago and got bored and left it. But I did like the concept of it, and I was really looking forward to this. But I think this film is dreadful, like truly dreadful. I've got a lot of problems with it. I mean, the core of it really is that I don't think any character in this film is in any way likeable. I can't root for anyone.
What?
I can't enjoy the performance of anyone because they're all either manipulating somebody else or like borderline psychopathic, i.e.
But that's interesting, though. But isn't that interesting?
That's real.
No, but I don't think it is, because this whole idea, I agree with you, Alex, I love the idea of the idea of the crafting a messiah, you know, and like crafting a military genius and making a Napoleon, as they say, from early on. But they don't follow it through at all in any way. Like when Harrison Ford says he can't be friends, he can't know anyone, he's got to be above them, he's got to be separate from them. And then he goes and be friends with people and stuff like this. You know, and the way they play that out is like the way that, like, when he gets into fight stuff or the bullies come after him, he surprises them and is like more sort of a bit weirdly psychotic the way he deals with people, and it's like his drive to win. But that's not come from his isolation, because he's not actually been isolated. That's just come from the fact that he just seems to be like clearly unhinged. You know, he's a master strategist, but he's like, I just don't buy it that that's the brain that you want as a messiah. You know, okay, he's really good at moving his hands around this stupid strategy thing, which again I could not stand. I thought you're making a battle seem so boring. Just a bunch of kids talking to each other and moving their hands. It's like watching, have you seen Time Commanders on BBC 4 with Greg Wallace?
A bit of strategy games.
Yeah, no, I like playing a strategy game. I don't like watching somebody else play one.
So what would you have rather he was flying a ship, though?
100%, 100%.
But then you're back in fucking Phantom Menace and you're Jake Lloyd going, just spin around. Like, that's bullshit.
No, you're not. Because take Battlestar Galactica, which has like proper space battles with a bit of strategy involved, and it's not boring. And you could still have him be in the strategic bit, but by having drones, you take out all the people in the ships kind of thing. Like you just
have like a bridge simulator, couldn't you? Like he's doing more stuff. I don't know.
Yeah, like it's just I just could not get into that final battle at all. And also, it's that twist that, like, you know, obviously it's such an obvious twist that it's not, you know, he's actually really killing them, because why would you show the entire battle in the training simulator? And it's just, I don't know, like, on every level it just annoyed me so much.
Ben Kingsley's annoying, I give you that. I forgot to say I find him really annoying in this.
He's super annoying. Also, the idea that he's like meant to be dead, they ruined that in the trailer, didn't they? 'Cause the trailer, he's got Ben Kingsley all through it.
Yeah. I think all the marketing had him in it as well, so that was stupid.
Yeah. I also think it's strange that it appears that Harrison Ford and...
we knew he was in it, but we didn't know that he was the guy, though, did we?
Of course we did, because he's the only person that doesn't show up. Because that's what I was going to say. Harrison Ford and Viola Davis appear to be the only staff on the entire training ship.
Well, yeah, that is a bit...
You see a lot of empty rooms with loads of seats in them, and just those two. Every time they go anywhere, it's just those two. Oh, and
the one guy that's in charge, that big guy, the fat guy that's in charge.
He was really good, I thought, that guy, the commander guy. I think it was really good performance.
Yeah.
I won't hog it too much longer, but I'll just say that, I was thinking this is terrible, and then when Bonzo Madrid turned up, it just took a turn for the absolutely hilariously awful. This, if you've not seen the film, basically Ender gets promoted into the second sort of squad where he's under the command of this tiny little man called Bonzo Madrid, who is it's like you've gone to watch a kid's performance of The Godfather or something, and he's trying to act like a grown-up, and it's just he's just so awful. Yeah. And I must the funniest scene for me is he goes to try and beat up Ender in the showers, and Ender, being the absolute nut job he is, basically makes this Bonzo brain dead. And that was the biggest laugh I had in the whole film, to be honest. It was just ridiculous.
Just the way Harrison Ford's just like, oh yeah, he'll be alright. It's like, no, he fucking won't be alright. You've just killed him blatantly.
Yeah. Well, he's just, and in fact, he's the most sassy of the lot. And, the idea he's shy, but, he can get back at them. And I get that kind of thing of you can be a bright kid and you can still fight the bullies. But he was just on an insufferable cock. I could not stand Ender on any level.
I liked him. Are the lines
Jake
like that
Lloyd
from the
was
film
under consideration
or not?
For the role,
I think what? Sorry,
Jake Lloyd was under consideration for the role.
Was he?
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense. What do you say, Alex? Are the lines...
Are the lines in the... all the kind of good lines, all the good kind of militaristic stuff, is that from the book pretty much, or did you not get that?
I can't remember, to be honest. I can't remember. I just remembered, a lot of that training stuff in the book and just being bored by it. So all the kids basically can't act as well. They're awful actors.
I I think you didn't like it because they are actually children in this rather than teenagers, and you hate children.
I do hate children, but I like Harrison Ford, and even he couldn't save this for me.
It wasn't enough. Harrison Ford couldn't count.
I'm completely missing out the stupid conceit that children are best way to go and beat a planet. Which, by the way,
there's actually basis in that. There's scientific basis in that.
Is there?
Yes, because I saw a thing about this. Because teenagers take more risks, so they will make quicker decisions on things because they don't have the ability to go, oh, I'm a bit worried about that, or oh, maybe that'll happen. So they will make a risk, or they'll make a judgment on a risk quicker than an adult will.
They also make mistakes.
So, yes, they make mistakes, but they needed someone to do what he does, which is fucking let thousands of people die just to blow up the planet.
Yeah, but hang on,
what he does.
But what does he actually? What's his great plan? Is just fire the big gun at the planet and blow the planet up. That is not the most.
The fleet.
It's the thing where he spins them round the gun. That's pretty cool.
Well, no, they've got a gun, right? They know they've got a gun that can blow up a planet, and so what I do is I think, okay, we're going to work out a way to get a gun close enough to blow up the planet. Because that was his plan. Wasn't to blow it up, was he? That wasn't his plan in the first place.
No, it's not. Now you put it that way. It's not the hardest plan, is it? I think Harrison Ford could have come up with that one.
Yeah. Oh God.
They've got very good
I still like it
and stuff, haven't they? As well, like the drone.
Very good. What?
The way they look at, you can see the enemy in the battlefield is very good. It's not realistic.
Yeah. The look of it's nice. I do like the look of it. I love the look of the training ship. But yeah, I just the story is just absolute nonsense. Absolute nonsense. And the computer game he plays that where he's a little mouse and he unbeknownst to him the aliens are talking to him through the computer game. I mean, what is going on there?
I loved all that. That's great. I love all that.
That computer game looks worse than stuff on the PS4 now, and that's the future. So that's a problem. But they're trying to make it the whole thing's couched in the language of video games, and yet he's playing this game with a touchscreen. This incredibly interactive game where you can jump out of the rules and jump in a giant's eye, just with these two little thumbs, and it doesn't hold up at all. Oh God. It really, really upset me, this film did.
It doesn't make a lot of sense.
Is it because you were looking forward to it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Yeah, I was looking forward to it.
Oh, sorry.
But, what I'd love to see is a supercut of all the moves of Ender doing his weird sort of flash dance maneuver of his moving his hands around.
Yeah.
Because it's just hilarious, absolutely hilarious. But he's doing a big. Oh, I wish you could see me on the camera here. I've been to his hands forward, his hands back, and he's like, yes, I'm commanding fleets with my hands. I'm playing a Kinect. So it looked like. It was, oh my God. Dreadful. So, anyway, you two both, quite...
No,
you're both okay, aren't you?
No, it's... Yeah.
Middling to you.
I like it. Yeah, I like it. I don't think it's... I'm not putting it top of the fucking table, but I think it's better than Hunger Games.
I think it's better than precisely one film on this list. And that's
it's not No
I think this belongs at number 31.
No way. No fucking way. No. It's better acted. It's better special effects. It's better acted. It's a better story. It's more original. No way. No. It didn't make me anywhere near as mad as Prometheus. It's not as bad as Armageddon. Come on now. Come on.
Armageddon was terrible, but at least Armageddon... No, you're right, actually, Armageddon was terrible.
Yeah, it's not worse than Armageddon. And it's worse than Universal Soldier. It's worse than Universal Soldier.
Without a doubt. Yeah.
No.
I had so much more fun watching Universal Soldier. It was terrible, but this was just...
Is it worse than Safety Not Guaranteed?
Yeah, I think it is, because there's a real core to this film that I think is, like you said, there's a really good idea going on here, and the idea of a Napoleon in space is a good idea, but it doesn't need to be a kid. He doesn't need to be such a twat about it. He doesn't need to have a load of awful friends. He doesn't need to have Harrison Ford and nobody else. It just didn't work for me at all.
What are you saying, Chris?
It's difficult, isn't it? Because a lot of the problems that we've got with it are the core story, and that, it was a book before. I don't know if it's just what conveyed right in the film, or I don't know. But anyway,
I think the book's got the same problems. I think it's quite a faithful, faithful story.
Anyway, and I think it's probably about 25, something like that, I'd say.
So that's above Flash Gordon, below Inner Space.
Yeah.
Alex, what would you put it on that list?
I put it. What was Hunger Games now? Where did that come in?
23.
So I'd put it 22.
Below Edge of Tomorrow.
Yeah.
So you didn't like it that much, you mean? No. Oh, sorry, above Edge of Tomorrow. Yes, yeah. So you didn't like it that much, then? I thought you were going to say top 10 or something. Where you?
Oh no! It's not. No, it's just not the worst film on this list. I don't think it's anywhere near the top table.
On all of these.
Yeah, especially the thing is, because I think the next film is a lot worse than both of these two films. So that's why I'm outraged that Ender's Game would be so much lower.
I disagree. I think the next film is an awful film, no doubt. But I don't know. There's just something about this film. It might be because, I don't like, about Orson Scott Card's problems, and he's homophobic remarks and stuff like that. And as much as I try not to think about that in the back of my head, because do you know the bad guys in this? They're called the Buggers. That's like their nickname for them.
Yeah, but they're not called it in the film. Yeah,
no, I know, but
they weren't called it in the.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I think even without that, it's a terrible film.
Well, no, the people I read about that, when they made the film, they didn't know anything about his views. They said, please, can you... the film flopped. It's financially a massive flop. Yeah. And the fact is, they said, please just evaluate the film on its own merits. They pretty much gave him a credit, even though he was nothing to do with it. He didn't, he wasn't really anything to do with the film at all.
Yeah.
So,
I know. All right, well, we've got a better set on the space. So what are we thinking, 29?
No. Come on, above Universal Soldier.
I couldn't be bothered with this one. I don't care.
You've got to get more invested in the list, Chris. The amount of films you say not bothered about.
No, this one invested. It's like I am invested in the list, but can
we say
at least above Universal Soldier
and below Safe Not Guaranteed?
Yeah. Well, if there has to be, but
yeah. Let's do that.
Below Spaceballs.
Ugh,
I'll meet you halfway, Alex. We'll go below Spaceballs, above Safe Not Guaranteed. How about that?
Thank you. Fucking hell.
But when we do the what was the the review panel where Chris is going to bring Independence Day back? That might be the film I bring back and get it straight to the bottom. Come with a more comprehensive sort of.
What a waste.
Well, what we can do we'll do like a trading system. Like I can get one further up in, it's we'll do like a stock exchange.
The 50th anniversary swap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There needs to be like a recalibration that happens.
Okay, so Ender's Game joins the list at number 27. That leaves us with one more film. You've heard about it already because everyone wants to gripe about it, and it's coming soon. That's Divergent after the break. One more teen film, and we can put this whole sorry saga behind ourselves. It'll be a long time till teen comes back in.
Young adult.
The problem is there's so many of these bloody films. At some point we have to do them again, aren't we? Because there's just tons of them.
Yeah, there's lots of the Hunger Games. There's about 5, isn't there? 4 or 5.
Yeah,
we don't have to do all of them.
So, as I mentioned last time, the reason we did this was because the fourth part of Divergent was coming out, and I mentioned on the last podcast it was instead a TV movie, and I've since read that has also been cancelled.
Oh my god!
And they're now basically not making it.
Video. They've done a pop video instead.
There's 2 more of these.
There's 2 more, and they split the third book into 2, thinking I'll make some more money out of it. But the third one flopped so badly, they're not making the fourth one at all.
That backfired.
And having seen this first one, I can understand why, because this film was awful. So I'll start this time. I'll just say it was terrible. The idea of the different factions is done slightly differently to Hunger Games, and they're kind barely, but they're all a bit happier, aren't they? Apart from the ones who aren't in no category. So you get put into your little category of like you're kind, or you're intelligent, or you're a fighter or whatever. And that I was all right with that.
That was a bit I thought was like the space one, the Starship Troopers, because at the beginning of that, all the teens choose where in the armed forces they want to go, or are selected, and then they go off.
Also,
and then they're known as like infantry, or they're known as intelligence, or
it was also like the Sorting Hat in Harry Potter.
Yeah, this film, it was a lot like Harry Potter, I thought.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we've got the Sorting Hat shit.
Well, because you've got this like sorting blood, edgy. Yeah. So when this film lost me was Dauntless, who obviously that's the faction that Triss, our hero, joins, because they're the kind of the fighting guys. They are so edgy and cool that they come to the sorting by jumping off a moving train.
They like to run
fucking doing
everywhere.
Parkour. Oh,
yes,
man.
they run all over the place. They jump. When they arrive back home, they have to jump over a big gap.
They yell. They have piercings, and they do extreme sports.
They don't seem to have any older members.
No, they don't, do they, at all? Like, what's going on there? They like just...
Mackay Pfeiffer, that's the only one. And he's not allowed off that balcony.
That would be the team that all the teens want to join, because they're teenagers by definition. They want to just run around and like skateboard and parkour and shit.
Not all teenagers.
Wear black.
Yeah, I'm just saying, but that sort of...
Yeah, no, but to your point, though, all the teenagers who do want to do that are the sort of teenagers that I think are complete pricks.
Yes, I agree.
Like, it's everyone at college
she joined
who you hated.
As soon as she joined that group, and she was being left behind, and then she found out they were all idiots, I was going, this is terrible.
I know, and she loves it. She's like going smiling at them.
And their base was like a prison.
It's the prats who like buy snowboards and like, get
but their
dreadlocks.
Base was like a prison with like the, the
it's so edgy. It's so edgy though, isn't it? We live in a concrete falling down wreck. We're all on the edge.
I was hoping that she'd like try out all the other, because I wanted to see what the like Intelligentsian one was.
That would have been a way more interesting film. Yeah.
I thought
if she'd had to like go into each one. Yeah.
I was saying earlier on how Hunger Games felt more like a film to me, and Divergent I couldn't connect, and that was because, well, for one, the music, the Junkie XL soundtrack, which was completely awful.
Yes.
It's that thing of how, because clearly they are banking on the fact that their audience would all want to be in Dauntless, wouldn't they? That's what's going on there. She's smiling, laughing, and going, "Oh, Dauntless is so fucking cool," because everyone watching it's like, "Yeah, I want to get a tattoo and pierce my ear and wear black clothes and listen to Linkin Park." Like, yeah, I'm edgy, and oh my god, I'm so edgy. I'm going to roll off this roof.
Which group would you be in? Which team?
I'd probably be in.
Do you want me to read them out?
Kate Winslet's group, probably. Yeah, read them out, Alex. What we got?
It's abnegation is the selfless, which is what she starts in.
Yeah, they're pathetic.
I can't see the point of them.
No, they're fucking awful. Amity is the peaceful, which are the ones you never see, which were the hippies that work on the farm.
They're like the ones which it's like the Shire.
Do you know what I mean? Why is their farm outside that big wall? Why don't you build the wall a little bit further out?
That used to happen in the medieval times, though, didn't it? Like the castle, and then the farmland was outside of the castle.
Totally. But that wasn't what was going on there, was it? Because it wasn't like they'd not got a problem with like expansive things, and they couldn't build a big wall. They got this stupid wall, hadn't they? I don't know.
They don't even explain what was out there. Anyway, Candor is the honest ones, which were the law. They were like the judges.
See,
I guess
you'd think they'd be the political leaders, wouldn't you?
Yeah,
you'd think. Yeah, Dauntless is the dickheads, and then Erudite were the intellectuals. The evil intellectuals with their brains. Yeah,
I'd be erudite.
ones.
What would you be, Chris? What would you be?
Erudite.
Alex?
Yeah, they were the best. They're the ones you want to join. They seemed the best.
They got a much nicer house,
into the age where I might want to just be like in the Shire and just
yes,
being a dirty hippie out in the woods, picking crops.
Not really hippie. It's just just picking apples and having
Yeah, why not?
And then you also got the what were the ones called? No, they're called the factionalists, weren't they?
Oh yeah,
as explained when the Dauntless go on their first mission and they all stop and he goes, "What's that over there?" And he goes, "Oh, it's the factionalists doing nothing." Like that was his big. Oh, all right.
It kind of shows a lot about American values and economics, doesn't it? In the sense of, if all them people who have quite a mixed, broad skills base and they can't go into one, but then they end up all homeless, if they just organise themselves, they'd be the best faction out of everyone.
Yeah. Yeah, the whole society.
But no, they're all there digging in bins and it's it doesn't make any sense at all, because they should have they've got the same technology as everyone else. It's just
the whole society is less advanced than us, because we are multifaceted human beings which can be selfless, peaceful, honest, brave and intellectual at the same time. So we're in fact more advanced now than they are then. It makes no sense as a structure. Everyone is fucking divergent, surely. Everyone is. How are they not? How is anyone not divergent?
Well, they do say there is a theory, because some people think visually, some people think.
Yeah, but it wasn't even that, was it? It
wasn't a creative sect, was there?
But they don't play up at all in that sense of they don't act any different, do they? They all act the same.
Yeah,
really.
Yeah.
All the different sects, they do different jobs. They act the same. But also, what didn't make sense is that the order that's coming in, Kate Winslet's faction of totalitarian rule, that government is what would create this segregation.
Yeah.
If the way the film starts with the whatever they're called in charge, Triss's faction,
selfless, yeah,
with them in charge, that system wouldn't develop, would it?
No.
They're doing it back to front. Kate Winslet,
give all the power out to the other people. They spread it around a bit.
No, they just wouldn't. They wouldn't split it off like that because they'd realise we're all divergent. Let's do it. So
and why
it makes. Go on.
No, I was just going to say, why are the Dauntless people okay with having the majority of them turned into mindless zombies? Literally 3 of them were look, they're all zombies. And they're aren't they all your family? Most people are born into that, so that's probably their kids and stuff being turned into brainless zombies controlled by the intelligent people. Why were they okay with the plan?
And also, if they're the most violent, competitive, and the ones with all the weapons, surely they'd be in charge.
Well, even more obvious, Yeah,
no, what would make sense is if it starts with Erudite in charge and Dauntless overthrow them, wouldn't it? That's what would make sense.
Yeah.
Or vice versa.
Or Chris said, it was based on...
about it.
I thought I'd missed something, though, about that, why they're siding with Erudite. What were their motives in doing that? Because they didn't explore that at all, really, did they? Why? No. Even why Kate Winslet was doing it, really. But especially, as you say, why Dauntless were happy with them just going zombie and getting killed and stuff like that. It was a bit...
I think it'd be more believable if it was maybe they didn't say how many generations in the future this is from now.
Mm-hmm. No,
but if it was so far in the future, because they said that 95% of people end up in the same group as their family.
They start,
right? Yeah. So just by definition, that would mean that you would have diverging, almost species in the sense as they would think differently. And I think if it was quite far in the future, a few hundred generations or something, it would be really interesting to see a real behavioural difference.
Yeah, where they actually act differently, as if they are actually different alien races.
Or they physically look different, the intelligent people looked different, but also, physically strong people. Yeah,
but even their tiny attempt to differentiate them, they undermine it all by saying, well, if you're not happy with the choice we give you can go where you like anyway, don't they? Because... the tiny bit of the conceit makes even less sense when you say that it's completely down to the individual where you go, because who's to stop? I could be an Erudite, but I really like the idea of jumping off a train.
All the teenagers would want to be in the
yeah. But how many of those aren't that? They're really like Erudite or farmers or whatever.
Yeah,
God,
but
it's so
I thought the test was ridiculous. The decision she made on that test, if that's the test you take, I didn't actually see like any other way of doing that test.
Yeah. So the tests actually, this brings to the problem with the film is obviously the tests of the Dauntless are two categories. First of all, the physical tests. We get more boring training montages. Jai Courtney being all like, "Oh, I'm tough," la la la, and then you get onto the mental side of it, which is these fear tests that go on and on and on, and sort of climax with Triss going into the fear dreams of her mentor. The idea being that she needs to act more like a non-divergent. Why didn't they go into her dreams and work out the solutions to the problems?
Yeah.
That we're going to face.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that make more sense than going into his dreams?
Yeah. No, totally.
And is that man the worst actor of all time?
He's pretty bad. Yeah. No, I mean the test at the very beginning that she does to work out what faction she is.
Yeah, no, I know. Yeah.
I didn't understand that because you're in a room with a load of mirrors and there's a dog and you've got a knife and a bit of meat, right?
Yeah.
So what are you supposed to either give the dog the meat or stab the dog? Was that the choice? I guess.
But then there were loads of her, weren't there?
Well, I think she was getting a mix between, the intelligent ones and the
violent, yeah.
And then in the end,
but then
she lets the dog be the brave one.
Yeah, because the dog just attacked her, didn't it? But it's because it happened so quickly. Who else? I wouldn't have worked out how to pick up the bit of meat or whatever. It was just really that bit was all really weird. It was trying to be really like, oh look, it's all psychological, like it's so symbolic, and it just.
I think her group as a thing is not very strong. The other ones are quite strong. You've got like the farmers, you've got the fighters, and you've got the intelligent ones. I think her group as a group is not very believable as a.
Yeah, but I think the idea there is that like they. I think the idea anyway, probably it might not be, is that they divorced rule from all those other traits because it's too dangerous. So I think the idea is they are passive and kind of just into ruling because you can't risk anyone else being in charge is the kind of thing they're going for, isn't it? But
that doesn't make any sense.
No.
But like you said, they would have changed the rules anyway because they were already harbouring majority of the Divergents within that group.
Yeah. Also, why is the Dauntless tattooist working part-time as a test maker on the... Surely that's a full-time job, isn't it?
Yeah. No, I really like Maggie... No, I really like that Maggie Q. I think she's great, and she was completely wasted in that film. She
was, yeah.
Miles Teller was awful. Fucking hell.
Who was that one?
The annoying, the dickhead guy in Dauntless that kept teasing her all the time.
I had a real problem as well with like a lot of those boys looked very similar, and like the one who hung himself then appeared a scene later, and I thought, hang on, there's been two of those in that group, and I thought they were the same person all the way through until that bit there, but it was.
You're ageist. You couldn't tell teenagers apart.
Its cast is very like second tier, isn't it?
Mm.
Yeah, I mean the lead is. I think the lead's terrible. Tier. Like. Her acting basically consisted of looking a bit shocked at things and then a bit more serious about things, didn't it? She was awful, that main actress. I don't know
what else she's been in.
No, I shouldn't think too much.
She was in Snowden, yeah.
It was like I was like trapped at an extreme sports festival and like the film kept trying to hand me a Red Bull and say, no, go on the slope, you'll love it. Yeah. I'm going, no.
I want to
get a tattoo, you'll love it.
I want to go to the library.
Yeah, I want to go. I want to go anywhere, literally anywhere but here. You awful, awful people, drinking cider and snowboarding and wearing dreadlocks.
Yeah.
Oh God!
No,
it was awful. It did about 3 times better than Ender's Game.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, I can believe that because it's. It is that Divergent of all these three is so clearly a film for teenagers. The soundtrack and the Dauntless thing and all that sort of stuff. It knows who it's going for, doesn't it? I think.
Well, it was the rights were bought after the Twilight films were successful, and then it was put in production after Hunger Games. And then they gave it like more money when Hunger Games was doing well. I think they put a bit more money into it, so they knew what they. It was just it's literally a manipulative film. It's made as a product to sell, to those people.
Oh yeah,
completely.
You got to wonder where that money went, haven't you? Really, it didn't look very expensive, did it?
And an agent. Oh yeah, the locations were pretty restrictive, weren't they?
I mean, when they played Capture the Flag, and I liked how he went, this game's a bit like Capture the Flag. No, you're literally playing Capture the Flag.
Yeah. What are we capturing? This flag.
It's not a bit like it. You're just playing Capture the Flag.
What do we capture? This flag here.
What? Also,
so Capture the Flag. Well, it's a bit like it.
There's a bit where Miles Teller has like a phone that obviously has like the internet on it. Because he says about like, oh look, they've caught another, but then they never have that technology ever again. And also, there's one car in the whole film. Kate Winslet has the only car that's in the whole of the world, as seems to be as well.
Isn't it an Audi as well? Was that this film? Oh, no, that was Ender Games, wasn't it? Ender Games had the.
They did an Audi. Yeah. No, but she just has this one car that she seems to drive around in. The technology, the kind of science fiction elements of it were just shit. Basically, there wasn't really much.
I think a problem it shares with Hunger Games is that the sense of space I didn't get at all. Like, where are these things in relation to each other? How does she just walk out of Dauntless and go to Erudite and get into the main floor of Erudite and talk to her brother?
Yeah.
How's a mother just hiding out around the back of this area, these stacks of hay or whatever?
Yeah.
It is like it's been written by just, you can imagine the sort of people just going, oh yeah, what'd be good is, it's like, no.
Yeah. By consensus in sort of hit all the boxes. Yeah. The mum's got to die.
Yeah. Well, the screenplay was by Evan Doherty, who wrote Snow White and the Huntsman and the 2014 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles film. So, good track record.
Not great.
Starting to make sense.
Not great.
Kate Winslet, though, can't do any bad in my books. She's good.
She was doing
dialing
her
it
best,
in,
wasn't she, with what she got to work with there? Yeah.
Dialing it in heavy.
Totally.
Like,
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it was. I fucking hated this film. I thought it was terrible.
Yes, all round not happy. So let's start. Who we not? Chris, where do you think you should go?
Just getting up the list. I reckon 32.
So above Scandarchy, below Prometheus.
Yes.
Alex?
That is exactly where I would put it, because I just think it's just manipulative crap, and it's everything that's wrong with all these films. Basically, is in this film.
I can get with that. It's like
good
symbolically. Ender's Game, I thought in some ways it annoyed me more, but this is, you're right, this is like the creatively bankrupt bottom of the trough, isn't it, of this sort of genre, isn't it?
Yeah. Because even Hunger Games, the references in Hunger Games are there and it's annoying. But with this, it's not even copying Battle Royale, it's copying fucking Hunger Games. So it's not even original enough to go for another source.
It's someone's gone to the works and they're scrabbling around the £3 bookshelf looking for another teen book, aren't they, to adapt, basically. That's what this is.
Yeah. Yes. 100%.
Yeah.
I'd love to do one of these, like, games films though, but I'd do a proper like gory Running Man type one, real dark one.
I'd like to see that.
Yeah, but you've got the Running Man, you've got Battle Royale, you don't need it, do you?
Yeah, but I'd do a London one.
Oh right, okay.
You know what I mean, like hoodies v hipsters.
Isn't there a film with hoodies?
Attack the Block.
Attack the Block, yeah. That's quite good.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've added 3 more films. It's not been the most high quality of weeks. Our highest new entry is Hunger Games at 23, and we've got Ender's Game at 27 and Divergent at 32.
Blame those young adults.
Yeah, so basically, ignore the teenagers. They're not worth our time. Let's just move on.
Yeah.
If you're a teenager...
Move on to what?
Well, what indeed? So, pretty soon, in the cinemas, Michael Bay returns, our favourite Michael Bay from Armageddon, with the 687th entry into the Transformers saga. Hilariously starring Anthony Hopkins.
Oh God, is it?
Yep, and there's like some medieval Transformers in it. It's Transformers basically. So it's called The Last Night, and it looks. I mean, have you seen the trailer for it?
No.
Have you seen it, Chris?
Yeah, because it starts off really good because it shows like Scotland or something, and it's got Anthony Hopkins, and I go, oh, this is good, because I keep getting mixed up. I go, oh, this is going to be that King Arthur one or something, you know. And then a big transformer dragon flies across the.
It looks, in a way, I'm more excited about this film than any of the Transformers film because it looks as though they ran out of ideas, and so they just thought, let's pick concepts out of a hat and just go mad. It just looks terrible. But anyway, to celebrate the release of last night, we're going to have a giant robot week, or at least a robot week.
I just got the title as well last night. Go on.
It's because it's about... It's about
what happened last night.
Last night.
It's about the night before. It's like The Hangover. It's all done in flashback.
Yeah, Mark Wahlberg slept with Optimus Prime.
Yeah.
He's woke up with all these awful metal chafing marks all over him.
Yeah. They've got to find Bumblebee wherever they left him in Vegas because he's getting married that day.
Yeah.
My mate does the voice to Bumblebee.
Really?
Ryan, his name is,
Oh, wow.
He does a few of the Transformers in a few of the movies, like whenever one will pop up and they need a voice. He also does all the voices in the video games. He does all of the Transformers.
Wow.
And there's the start.
It's like he's got a
Could we get him to do...
Just gives him money.
Oh, yeah. Could you get him to do some, like things for the podcast, like in between...
Yeah. That would be amazing.
You should. Yeah.
We'll pay him in beer. We'll give him beer, please.
Yeah. We'll talk off air about that.
Okay.
We'll talk off air.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, so we're going to do 3 robot films. We're not going to say what they are. All I'm going to say is we aren't doing the greatest giant robot film, which is the Transformers movie from 1986, because one member of this podcast was dead set against it. It wasn't me.
Dare. Dare to say it.
I dare. I've got the touch.
You got the touch.
You got the touch. I got the power. Doodaloo, doodaloo.
Oh, don't upset yourself. We're not watching it.
We will one day, though.
What's that? The animated one? No.
Yeah, the one that you said we couldn't watch.
No.
Well, anyway,
podcast.
it's a bit.
This is a film podcast. All right, carry on.
Is Wall-E not a film? Is Wall-E not a film, Chris?
No, here we go.
It is.
I don't start that again. So anyway, next time we'll be back with 3 robot films. Send us your emails. Let us know what you think. I haven't actually checked the emails. I doubt we've got one. But if you've got an email...
That's my Transformers one. That's my explosion.
Oh, that was
Transformers. Robots in disguise.
Yeah.
The toys.
What was the little? You know, they sort of like flip the logo. What was that bit of music there? Oh God, what was it?
I know what you mean.
Something like that, wasn't it? And they flip the logo over.
This is where you need a little keyboard next to you whenever you're doing this, because then you can just
do a little thing. Yeah, maybe next week.
Things.
Oh man, Alex, we should start another podcast up called Transformers Animated Series Episode Rating System, where we just watch all the Transformers 80s episodes again.
You know, yeah, I do like cartoons.
So
I'm in.
I mean, I would get involved if there was a separate podcast.
Oh right, but it's not good enough for this one.
I do enjoy. You know,
Jesus Christ,
cartoons.
The thing is,
don't start.
There'll be one week when Chris will just not be around. He'll be off with one of his Hollywood friends, and we're selecting the films.
Yeah, it'll be cartoon week.
And that week,
we'll get Bumblebee in. He can watch the cartoons with us.
All right, that's all for this week. We're back next week with a preview show. Until then, get to at SF Rating System on Twitter, at Science Fiction Rating System on Instagram. sciencefictionratingsystem.com. Email us at sciencefictionratingsystem@gmail.com.
Have we had any mail?
Do all these things.
Have we had any mail?
Let's have a look. We got a mail last time, didn't we? We've got a mail for Cardo saying thanks for shopping with us, and here's a £10 voucher off your next shop.
Great.
Thanks, Ricardo.
That'll do beer.
So thanks for getting in touch, Ricardo. If you've got anything more relevant to say,
your comments on the films was a bit weird.
Yeah. I'll read out. This is our sponsor. This is their £5 off your next Ricardo shop. So the voucher code is, for all you at home, whoever gets there first, you've got £5 off. VOU0635084. That voucher code again. VOU0635084. Don't
if you live in America, you don't know what Ocado is. It's a nice supermarket. It delivers, but I doubt they deliver to America. So.
And when you use that voucher...
Or any other country.
Get in touch and say you heard about it on Science Fiction Rating System and that they should really sponsor us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They do a good steak. Right. Anyway, on that shopping bombshell, let's leave it for now. Good night, everybody. Bye-bye.
Ciao.
Bye.